Hey guys, welcome back to The Takeaway. So I want to talk about the things that I want to see in the next Zelda title. Hopefully Nintendo's hard at work on the next Zelda title. And if you are Nintendo, these are the top 5 things that I want to see in the next Zelda game. Anyway, on to the list. Number 5, more voice acting. Nintendo, I'm so glad that you added voice acting to a Zelda game. It is awesome. I've always imagined what the voices sounded like in my head, and now we have voices to match these characters. But here's the thing, use it more. The voice acting was used primarily in the flashback cutscenes, and I thought it could have been used for the entire game. Don't add voice acting in if you're just going to make the rest of the dialogue in text. Come on now, and please, 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 hire better voice actors, and possibly make Link talk. I think that's controversial, but I would like to see it, okay? Number 4. A Zora suit that actually allows you to swim like a Zora. You don't even get to swim under the water in Zelda Breath of the Wild. They hand you the Zora armor and they say you can swim like a Zora now. No, you can't. And it was highly disappointing. I was very upset. Just an idea, why don't you make the Zora armor give you Zora powers? And just like the Majora's Mask game, let's say you even get powers as a Goron. Bring back the gauntlets, make you strong like a Goron. I don't care about Deku powers because Dekus can't do shit. But give me Zora powers and give me Goron powers. And Rito powers. I think the Rito are pretty cool. One of the main reasons Majora's Mask is my all-time favorite Zelda game. They've never been able to duplicate that game mechanic, and I imagine because it's hard to find an excuse to give you the powers of those creatures, but they don't necessarily have to transform you into those creatures to give you those powers, do they? Number 3, weapon durability. I want it gone. Get it out of here. Or at least fixed, okay? So say that your weapons break less often. That would be great. But also, let's say that you can do an optional side quest, and at the end of that side quest, instead of getting 200 rupees, which is very little for all the work you do in some of the side quests of Breath of the Wild, you know what I'm talking about. Why don't you give us a permanent weapon? You do need different weapons in Breath of the Wild for different opponents. Some opponents are faster or slower, or you need to use a long-range weapon against them, or you need to use a short-range weapon against them. So say, instead of having your spear break all the time, you do the side quest and you are rewarded with a permanent spear. And I'm not talking about the one that you get in the Zora domain where it breaks and you have to bring them items to get it restored. It's bullshit. I don't like it. Number 2. Dungeons, damn it, Nintendo. Dungeons. If I see another goddamn shrine, I'm gonna lose it. I've said it before, I hate the shrines. They're so boring, and they're all the same. Get rid of shrines. I want dungeons, I want temples, I want traditional dungeons and temples, and I want a lot of them. And if I don't get a lot of them, at least make them quality, like you did in Majora's Mask, okay? And number 1 in a new Zelda that I would like to see is a new antagonist. I am so sick of Ganon. He's been the villain forever, alright? He was the villain in the original one. He was the villain in A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I get it. I know what you're doing. You explained it in Skyward Sword. It's a reincarnation. They're doomed to fight each other forever and ever. But that means that we, the player, are doomed to battle it out against Ganon forever and ever. I'm not saying get rid of Ganon altogether, okay? He is a good character. Just flesh him out a little bit more if you're going to use him. But in the next game, I would like to see an all-new antagonist. You almost gave that to us in Twilight Princess, but you switched him out for Ganon at the last second, and I feel like it's a cop-out. Just like in the Batman Arkham games, they said they were going to kill off Joker. What did they do? They brought him back for the 3rd game. Okay? Not cool. The best game in the series, in my opinion, was Majora's Mask. And it had an original villain. He was 1,000 times more interesting than Ganon. I'm not saying bring Majora's Mask back, though I'm open to it. I'm saying create a new villain that's interesting, so we don't have to feel like we're playing the same game all over again. Alright? And you know what? Here's another thing that I would like. I would like to interact with Zelda a little bit more. Make her integral to the game. I don't know, make her a part of puzzles. Just fucking do something with her. That would be cool. Just make her part of the story a little bit more. The game is named after her, for God's sake. All she does in this game is fucking whine in the flashbacks and hold Ganon back for 100 years. Alright, well that's my personal top 5 list of what I want to see in the next Zelda game. Tell me what you guys want to see in the next game down in the comments. That's been The Takeaway, and until next time, later.